It's not.
Before that, I think it's time for a bourbon break.
Now we're talking.
So the bourbon for this week is a local bourbon. It's still Austin, and it's their Cask strength bourbon whiskey. Now we've had still on Bourbon and Breaches before, but we've had their musician. So this is a different bottle. This is a different bourbon. This is Cask strength, which is 118 proof, or 59%.
Oh.
So it's coming in at a pretty high proof, and it's aged for 2 years. Now, we were not big fans of the musician, but I will say that this has been very enjoyable. Divya, do you have some more details about it?
Yes, absolutely. So on their website, Still Austin claims that in the mash bill, it has 70% white corn, 25% rye, 5% malted barley, and 100% Texas, very typical. Tasting notes is nose is brandy, cherries, muddled mint, cinnamon toast. Palate is grilled peaches, butterscotch, pecan pie, dark brown sugar, and the finish is a rye spice, nutmeg, and clove. And on Total Wine, it's going for $49 for 750 mils. So what do you guys have to say about this? Do you read the notes? And
yeah, so I mean, it is pricier, but you're also buying something that's 40 proof higher than the typical off-the-shelf bourbon. So you expect that, plus it's cask strength, which means that they have less that they can sell. And typically they select better bottles for cask strength. You know, they really want it to be a premium bourbon.
You know, I would expect it to be spicier. It's not overwhelming at all. It's very tasty.
I think I really like the corn in this because, so I've had some Texas bourbons that use a very aggressive corn that tastes just very corny. I like this white corn. It's smooth. It blends well into the background. And I wouldn't say this is a corn forward bourbon, even though it's 70%. I think with this, I'm getting a lot of like sweet grains.
I pick up on the rye though in the aftertaste.
Yeah, there's some rye spice at the end. I characterize this as, so it's a very warm bourbon, obviously with alcohol, but it's warm to the taste. It's got a very interesting grain, malty, kind of caramely flavor. A medium to long finish with a little bit of rye spice at the end. I'm quite impressed. I think Still Austin, we tried them a year ago and they're having trouble gaining my attention. But I saw a lot of people that liked bourbon that recommended this bottle, picked up the bottle, and it just blows what they did a year ago out of the water.
What's interesting is for such complex flavors, you would expect that there would be a long finish, but then the rye spice kind of burns everything off. And it lingers as long as it should, and then not after. This is nice sipping bourbon.
For 118 proof,
yeah,
it's surprisingly smooth.
I agree.
And it does not have a big alcohol burn. In fact, I think we had a worse alcohol burn from Rebel Yell, which was like 80 proof.
Don't doubt it.
Or red-blooded. She might know everything about that.
I think that was more of a glue burn.
But
Right?
I also used Rebel Yell to strip a table that's
Right.
finished. Yeah.
This is smooth. This is well made. I'm quite impressed. If you can find a bottle of it, if you're not in the Texas area, it may be hard, but if you can find a bottle of it, I think it makes for, it has a flavor that's unlike any other bourbon that I've had. So I think